So, hey Scorpio, my name is Chris, and this is your beautiful reading for whenever you find it. It's not necessarily time specific. I'm doing this kind of mid-February-ish. So it's kind of a broader picture reading. Already the first card, no. It's a broader picture reading, and kind of the energies for at least February, March, maybe into April. I'm going to do a bigger mid-2026 reading, where I cover the pretty much spring and into fall or autumn or whatever you say. But this is pretty much February, March, maybe even into April. Without further ado, there's the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords kind of lurked at me while I was talking, while I was shoving the cards. There's the Seven of Swords, as I said, King of Cups, Four of Cups. The overall energy for this kind of past or outgoing, incoming energy here is the Page of Pentacles. So you get everything you need. There is foul play here, right? There is the, let's just go and deal the rest of it. It's not the Celtic cross, it's my kind of my own spread here. High Priestess, Knight of Pentacles, the World card. Oh, we like to see justice, don't we, right? High Priestess. Okay, so there's a little bit of mindfuck energy surrounding you. Somebody is trying to steal your King of Cups energy, right? Steal your cool, steal your center, right? When other people can bring you in a state of worry, in a state of guilt, fear, shame, that's the most common form of mindfuck energy, guilt, fear, shame, right? But also scarcity, worrying about things, there's foul energy at play. What you have to do now is definitely not engage with it, not become aggressive, not become, whenever you are raising your voice and you're about to get louder, right? And try to emphasize your point that you're trying to make just by raising your voice. Don't do that. That's already taking the bait of the narcissist. That's already falling into the trap of engaging into lower frequencies, rage, anger, hate, guilt, fear, shame, things like that, right? Don't do this. You keep your cool. The King of Cups is here, and the King of Cups is, you are responding to this, right? You're responding to it calmly, with a peace of mind. You're just stating your truth. You're not raising your voice. Only weak people have to raise their voices, right? You're just dealing with whatever mindfuck energy is around you. Calm, peaceful, and I'm saying this again and again, and I will not be getting tired of saying it because it's so freaking important. What you do in these times is install a daily practice of breath work. 5 seconds in, 10 seconds out, 3 seconds in, 6 seconds out, whatever you can do. But the important thing is, there it is. There's the Four of, let's just put that in the center here. That's the Four of Swords. Maybe we put it here, and now it is the Four of Swords. Let's just say how it is, okay? So there's the Four of Swords in the center and the Four of Swords. What I talked about, breath work, right? Releasing negative energy, push it out. And at the end of it, you really push it out a little. You should not get dizzy by this, right? You should do it comfortably, but it should be a breath work. Think of it like a workout, actually. It's not lovey-dovey stuff that you do just to look good while you're doing it. No, you're actually cultivating inner peace, and you're releasing negative energy by just breathing out, pushing out, right? And that is very important. That is centering your consciousness, right? Gives you inner peace, gives you inner strength, gives you discernment, releases all the negative energy. And that is pretty much the King of Cups energy here. You state your truth, you act according to your truth, but you do it from a place of inner peace, not aggression, not taking the bait of the narcissist, not becoming angry, not overthinking, you know. There are things that we can't change in this world, so we have to accept that. And the things that we can change, by all means, change them, right? So if you have a legal claim for whatever, then make that claim, right? And you can be understanding, you can be, you know, but everything has its limits, right? So that is a hard truth, accepting the world as it is, full of toxic people. They are kind of, in 2025, they were pretty much running amok, right? They had their big time. 2026 is not going to be another 2025. So it will get better. And with the King of Cups here, you totally got this. It's just a little uncomfortable. But that's the kind of problematic side of this reading, the beautiful side of it. And there is justice, right? Swords energy. Yeah, justice is not exactly swords energy, but symbolic. There's a symbology behind this, of course. There's the scale, which is the symbol of justice or evening something out, balancing something out. There's the sword, there's judgment, discernment, right? Justice is coming. The World card is also beautiful, especially if you got the Seven of Swords here at the beginning. Little mindfuck energy, but you get King of Cups. You got this. If you keep your inner peace, then you're totally unshakable. You might not want to hear that. There's the Four of Cups, right? You're sitting under the tree and you think, again, really? Whoa, come on, universe, testing me again? Keep your cool, keep your inner peace, meditation, breathwork. That's a workout. That's not lovey-dovey shit, right? That's a workout. Work out for your consciousness, for your mind, for your heart space. Inner peace, that is a workout for your consciousness. Do that. And do that with the same discipline that you do your physical workout, right? You might not have a problem with going jogging or biking or, you know, going to the gym or whatever, right? You might do that and you might be super disciplined about it, but with the same kind of discipline, you do breathwork, you do meditation. That's a workout, right? For your consciousness. And what you're cultivating by that is the King of Cups. That's the consciousness resting within yourself. And you just keep doing what you're doing. There's a lot of, just keep doing what you're doing, right? The Knight of Pentacles, right? You're protecting your field. You're protecting your little seedlings that you have planted. You just keep going one step after the other, and you're dealing with whatever life throws at you. Peace of mind. And this shit is going to end. World card, you just hold your course one step at a time. You're not taking the bait of the narcissist. Center is the Four of Swords, which is exactly what I talked about. Meditation, breathwork, letting something sink in, processing something, using wise discernment with compassion. Taking good care of yourself, not allowing yourself to get angry. And we get angry sometimes, sure. Anger is not necessarily the problem. Anger is kind of a fork in your path. So you have a choice when you're dealing with anger. How do you use your anger? Do you use it to fall into hatred, right? And trying to, you know, fighting windmills in the outside world? Or do you use anger as an alarm signal for yourself? Okay, I'm angry. I should do breathwork. I should do meditation. That's the wise thing to deal with anger. Anger is also an indicator that you have to do something, that you have to change something, that you have to deal with outside stuff, right? Mindfuck energy, Seven of Swords, that's for sure. You would like to have your peace and calm, but there are toxic people in the world who you have to deal with them. again, even if you're in the right, and you are in the right because there's justice, mindfuck stuff is going to end. The World card, there's justice, you know, there's justice, justice for you. How do you do it? Slow and steady wins the race. Just keep doing your stuff. You're doing it right. Do not let anybody mindfuck you into their lower frequencies. You're not jumping into the mud with the pigs. We are not pigs. We are not pigs. Let them be pigs. Let them do their thing. Let them lie. Let them. You're not participating in their game. You're playing a different game. Discernment, steadiness, responsibility, truthfulness, cultivating inner peace and acting accordingly, slow, and you don't need to raise your voice, you just state your truth. That's how it's done. There's the Fool card, there is the Queen of Pentacles, we like to see her, and there is the Devil, yeah, sure. There's the Devil and there is the Tower, so there is some sort of toxicity here, that's for sure. But in the foundation, right? But there's fertile ground here, there's a new beginning. I feel like you're finally practicing what you have learned. In all these years, maybe you were going to the dark night of the soul. Let's just do some clarifiers. I would like to clarify the Devil here and the Seven of Swords. First, the Devil. Devil is clarified by the Eight of Swords, right? Again, mindfuck energy, thinking, overthinking, worrying too much, lowering your frequency. That's the mindfuck. So somebody is trying to mindfuck you into lower frequencies. And you really have to be super disciplined here. There are things you can change and there are things you can't change. Temperance and Nine of Pentacles. If there's work to do, do it, right? Nine of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. Temperance, let's just do one more. Yeah, there's obviously work to do. Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race, right? And you have to stand up for yourself, right? But not in an aggressive way and not just being blocked by overthinking and worrying energies. The new beginning in justice, clarified by Temperance. You got the Fool card down here, clarified by the Two of Pentacles. So it's going to get better. There is something you're passionate about. One more, yeah. You're worrying about, worrying bad scenarios, you know. You shouldn't imagine negative scenarios. That's mindfuck thing. That is actually the mindfuck. So somebody is trying to make you worry. Blue Angel Oracle deck, there's truth, right? Truth is going to prevail. Truth doesn't need your participation to exist. Truth is just truth, right? Truth is an emanation of truthfulness, so to speak, right? So truth is just truth. What is true, what is divinely true, will always be true, no matter how many people lie about it. And unfortunately, there might be a lot of people lying about it. Center of your reading is the Four of Swords. That is truth, and truth is a subtitle is mindfulness here. This card shows up for you today to help you break a pattern that no longer serves a positive purpose in your life. You're not a prisoner to the past, but a free and beautiful soul full of timeless wisdom, great compassion and creative power. Trust your innate and transformative healing power and embrace a fresh way of being. To release yourself from unhelpful patterns, observe your thoughts and fears and become aware of your inner environment. Each time you have a negative or fearful thought, Imagine it dissolve into light and disappearing. Through gentle awareness, patience, and practice, even the most stubborn patterns will eventually fade away. Greater clarity, balance, and a sense of purpose will take their place. You can choose to create more nurturing patterns. To trust is also a choice. To trust is a choice. You have grown in so many ways in recent years, and a bright future awaits you. Know that you are free, loved, and protected. A secondary message of this card is to be true to yourself by acknowledging how you feel and working in a way that feels right to you always. Love, all that satisfies my soul, is my truth. So that tells you about mindfulness, right? King of Cups energy. When you're dealing with toxic people, when you're dealing with narcissists, when you're dealing with lies, right? You just come back to your own truth. How do you do that? It's basically a daily practice. Breath work, 1 in, 2 out, right? As much as you can do it for 5 minutes. If you've never done it, do it for half an hour. Then you're really making a change in your life, right? See it like a workout. Maybe if you just have half an hour every day, right? Do 15 minutes of breath work, do 15 minutes of meditation, and do that every day, just like you do your workout, with the same discipline and diligence, and you're going to transform your life. So that empowers you, and this is also a practice of cultivating your mind. Not go down to overthinking bad scenarios, what could happen, and worrying about stuff that you cannot change. By all means, change the things that you can change, right? And ask for what is yours, demand what is yours, right? But do it calm. No screaming, no arguing, no fighting. You just state your truth. So, and it ends with the Justice card. There's the World card, so it comes to a closure fairly quickly. You just be zen enough to do your stuff. Okay, let's just do the real quick quote then. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. I live my life in widening circles that reach out across the world. I may not complete this last one, but I will give myself to it. I circle around God, around the primordial tower. I've been circling for thousands of years and still don't know, am I a falcon, a storm, or a great song? Good old Rike, right? But, you live and you learn. That's basically the message, right? And there are toxic people in this world. Contentment over approval. That's another quote, right? You don't need to be recognized. You don't need to be accepted. You don't need to be, need a golden star on your homework, right? Just do your thing. Be true to yourself. Every good, every decent thing that you do, every truthful thing that you do, we are believing in karma here, right? It's not forgotten. It's just, live your life in widening circles and let toxic people be toxic. Try not to change them, but by all means stand up for yourself and do that in a calm way. Evil, by the way, is not one side. It is one-sidedness, right? So, I'm not sure if I should explain that right now. Evil is always in the extreme, right? Whether it's the extreme on the left, whether it's the extreme on the right, whether it is the extreme egoistic side, whether it is the extreme altruistic side, you need to find a balance. You need to respect yourself, love thy neighbor as thyself. That's a both and, as thyself, right? Usually it's understood one-sided, but it's actually both and, right? Evil is always one-sided. Evil is always in the extreme. And sometimes you just have to be done, not mad, not upset, just done. With toxic people, right? If someone treats you like they don't care, then just believe them. There's justice, there's the world card, you just going on with your stuff. Transformation is beautiful. Well, transformation, aren't we a little fed up about transformation nowadays, right? I mean, butterfly spirit. Joy and the beautiful lightness of being alive and creative in the world is the focus when butterfly spirit flutters before you. Transformation is inevitable as you grow into your most beautiful, empowered self. Indeed, you will go through some uncomfortable stages as you let go of the forms of your life that no longer fit the new you. Every relationship must go through shifts to match your new emerging self. If you focus on the beauty, not the challenges, stop taking yourself too serious and choose to be playful, loving, and joyous, you will soon know the miracle your soul wants to express or experience through you. Today is a day of joy, so alight. Look around and see the beauty that is everywhere and in everyone, including you. So, this reading is a little heavy, as I have realized, right? So, yeah, just look at the bright side, right? And keep upholding your principles, your integrity, and sometimes shit happens to good people in this world that is kind of optimized for not so good people. That's just the truth. And to deal with that in the most Zen, in the most aware, grown-up, responsible, centered way. That's the King of Cups energy. Again, it's not that bad. There's a new beginning, there's fertility, there's passion, there's the Queen of Pentacles, 9, 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. So just do your work, do it good. Demand what is yours, state your truth peacefully and calmly. You don't need to scream. There's justice. The mindfuck thing is going to end. And the most important thing is do not overthink, do not worry, do not imagine negative scenarios, right? No dark imaginings. That's all I got. Now, Philautia, my friend, check out the yearly reading. Check out, sooner or later, I'm going to make this kind of bigger 2026 or mid-2026 reading. Check that out as well. But I'm going to link the yearly reading at the end of this video. That's all I got. Share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about it, and hopefully see you next time. Now, Philautia. Ciao.